guys ready? Well, as always, guys, appreciate your time covering our team, man. It's obviously been through a hard couple weeks, man. Proud of our guys, though, not flinching. Had some really good conversations with our leadership group and learning, growing. This team's not going to quit. We're not going to. Well, we've had 2 tough losses, so throw our hands up. No, our guys are going to work, man. Our staff's going to work. And adversity gives you an opportunity to innovate, gives you an opportunity to grow, and we've had to. Offensively, got to innovate, got to find ways to attack. That's run game, pass game, all those different factors. Defensively, how can we innovate to really tighten it up even a little bit more? Playing some good defense, but how do we tighten up a little bit more in some of these critical situations? And then how can we be the team that has 2 explosive plays on special teams, not have it against us, right? We talked about these games where everything's kind of back and forth, and then we'll be the one that makes a mistake, and that can't happen. So why? Right? So we've changed some things in practice, changed some drills, changed some focus points, changed some stuff we do with meetings, having some more group meetings to make sure guys are hearing it from one voice so we can go be on the attack. So we've made changes this week. Now we got to go put in action. But proud of this team, man. Latrell Cable spoke to our team this morning. I have the leadership group speak, and he spoke just about gratitude, about this being his last game on the blue as a senior that's been through everything and being where your feet are, right? There's a lot of decisions seniors are going to have to make in this season, right? All these different things, but can we really, truly be where our feet are? So proud of our guys. We know we've got a really good challenge coming to the blue. Talked to a lot of coaches that have played against Colorado State, and they're like, Coach, a lot of times when a team is going through some of these struggles, you see them start to quit. That's not Colorado State. He's like, these dudes play extremely hard, and the best team we've seen at punching the football out. I mean, you watched the New Mexico game. I mean, they do a great job creating forced fumbles. So we got our hands full. We got to do a really good job finishing our prep. And then for me, it's going to be talking to our boys about cutting it loose, man. Cutting it loose. The work is done. Go play free. Go play for each other and have an urgency to win your one-on-one consistently throughout a game. And we got to protect this blue. We didn't do it a few weeks ago, and it still hurts my heart. We got to get it done.
The leadership meetings. What's the vibe? What's the message? What's the resolution that comes out of those?
Yeah, for me, the leadership meeting, obviously, depending how the week goes, right? I plan out a lot of the leadership meetings, but that pivots, right? A lot of it is talking them through the week, right? This is kind of what I see come this week. Maybe a quick talk about what we're up against, the challenge, so they can be the messengers to their position groups. And then a lot of it is having really good, open, honest conversation. Hey guys, this is what I feel. Do you agree? And it's a closed door, me and them. And we're being very real. Hey, what are our thoughts offensively? What do you think we can do to improve? And it's back and forth. It's, Coach, we need more of this. We need less of this. And then I'm giving them my opinion. It's a two-way street. And I take a lot of good information from those guys. Like we've made changes last year, this year, because of some things that come to those meetings. And it gets my mind thinking about what they're thinking about, right? Because they're getting in it. We talk about outside noise, what maybe people are saying about our team, good or bad. Obviously, in this situation, it's a lot of negative. That's the reality when you lose the past 2 games. But helping them talk to me, helping them say, well, these are some things we feel, Coach. These are some things that we feel about. Like hearing them talk about the game against San Diego State was like, Coach, we never flinched. And I felt that way. But it was good to hear them say that. But we didn't execute in some of these critical moments. We weren't on the attack the way we needed to in some of these phases. And then that's me being like, guys, that's on us as coaches. We got to do a better job putting you in situations. So obviously the vibe recently, it's been tough, bro. Like these guys are warriors. These guys, a lot of them are seniors. A lot of them have been here and absolutely battled for this place and put everything on the line to be here. And it hasn't worked the way we wanted to. And that kills me. And now, but as a leader, man, I want to grow from this. I want to learn from this so we can be better on Saturday. Not 2 weeks from now, not a year from now, be better Saturday for this team and this fan base.
I guess Chris Marshall made like an Instagram post where he's still wearing the boot and made a comment. Is he going to be able to play?
No, I missed. Chris is not going to be able to play. It's an injury that's taken a little bit longer than we had hoped. He's in the training room battling, but he's going to be out this week. And hopefully we get him back. We were hopeful to get him back this week. He hasn't been able to practice. He's going to be out this week. Hopefully we get him back Utah State, and if not, we'll see kind of where it goes from there.
With Ben out, with him out, I know you're not making excuses, but the receiving core coming into the season was kind of a question, and now you're out 2 of your key guys. How much harder is that? I know we're talking about Max and letting him throw the ball more, but how much is that on who you have at receiver too?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all about the weapons you have in the past game too, and without Benny and without Chris, I mean, those are 2 of our top guys. But it's next man up, carry the flag. Chase Penry's done some really good things, right? Latrell Cable is an absolute war daddy. We got really good tight ends we got to get in space. We got 3 running backs that are matchup issues. So we got enough. That's on us as coaches to create explosive plays schematically, and then our players got to go out there and execute. So, yeah, it's absolutely something, BJ, but we got more than enough to be explosive on offense and have to show that now. And I get it. People are probably tired of me saying that and want to see a product, and that's on us to get the product right.
I know it's kind of the same question, but how confident are you based on the last couple of days that this passing game can be better on Saturday?
Yeah, the biggest thing for us, Brader, is to be explosive, right? I want to be explosive in the run game. I want to be explosive in the pass game, play action game, screen game. We got to be explosive, right? At the end of the game, if we're explosive, we win, right? The two biggest stats in regards to winning football games is the turnover margin, which Colorado State does a really good job creating them, and explosives. And we have either become a wash at one of those. Obviously, in all of our losses, we've scored 7 points. That can't happen. But why? How are we fixing it? Because I can sit here and yell at our staff, yell at players to be better. It's on me. And that's why we're looking at ways, because our staff cares. They're working their tails off. Our players do, but we haven't put the product on the field that's good enough yet, and that's on us as coaches. This is a coaching deal that we gotta work to get fixed. Because to BJ's point, yes, we have some guys out, but we have more than enough to be on the attack and be explosive, and we absolutely trust our guys. They've had a great week of practice. Now we got to go let them go cut it loose. No different to our defense. I'm like, guys, I don't want anybody on our defense playing tight. This isn't, oh, you got to go pitch a shutout or we're going to lose. No, man, go cut it loose. Now, we got to tighten some things up on defense. Absolutely we do. But in all three phases, we got to go cut it loose. And that doesn't just mean go out there and run around, but it does mean don't play tight. Don't play this game to win, play it for each other. And I think we built that against San Diego State, but we got to put our players in better spots.
Have you made a call like you did a couple years ago for a 2-week pledge at all, or anything along those lines?
Our players have had those conversations this week, man. It's been really good from Latrell, Ty Benefield. I mean, a bunch of our guys that have spoke. I want to give our leadership more opportunities to speak to our team, and it's really coming from them. It's really coming from them where it's like, and that's the be where your feet are, right? Like, hey, we have 2 promised games. That's what we got. And I'm not even worried about Utah State. That's a week and a half from now. We got Colorado State, and being all about being where our feet are and finishing. And that's really been the message. So there's a lot of similarities to a couple years ago where it's, hey, we got 2 weeks, because there's probably some similarities to the situation. But all I care about, because I don't want our guys worried about anything else than being their best. Like, that's it. Don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about the play call. That's on us. Go be your best. Go fight your tail off to compete for this team and have a lot of joy doing it. And then coaches, and we have to do a better job to make sure they're in good situations in all 3 phases. So not really the same pledge that we had a couple years ago, but we're in a situation where I just want our guys to finish strong, and I know they do too. Now we got to go put the product on the field, because we need Bronco Nation. And that was a conversation with our team. Like, guys, Bronco Nation, we just dropped 2 rough games, and they still sell it at home to support our seniors. What do you want them to see? What do you want them to see Saturday night at 5 o'clock? Because our players talk about how much they love this community. We got to go put it on. We got to go put it on film on Saturday, and I'm proud of them saying that, because this team does love this community. We just got to be better.
You're gonna have a couple of juniors that this could be their last home game too. I mean, in terms of the draft, not the transfer or anything. How are you? I know you had it with Ashton last year. It was pretty obvious. I mean, do you, whether it's Cage or Ty or some of these guys that have decisions to make, how do you kind of handle that? Where I mean, in terms of honoring them or not honoring them, or decisions or what?
Yeah, I don't let those. I shouldn't say let. We don't do senior night with guys that aren't seniors, right? No different than Ashton, right? We all knew that at the end of the season he was going to move on to the NFL. Same with Cage, right? He's a redshirt junior, but he's going to go be an NFL draft pick 5 months from now. He's not going to go through our senior night stuff, but I'm writing him a letter and going through some of these things to enjoy this moment, because we know it's the last time. Ty, I mean, there's a really good shot that he declares too. I mean, we're going to walk that path with him and his family here in a couple weeks, and we'll see where that goes. But I really doubled down on the seniors in this week, because, yes, we got some seniors that have been here for 1 year, which they are a part of this family forever. We also got a lot of seniors that have been here for a long time. And this is a moment to honor them. And our players that declare and go to the NFL early, it's just not that moment for them, right? Does that make sense?
Guys who have been here a long time, Mason Randolph. I feel like I've seen that guy get injured like 10 times and he just comes right back out.
Yeah.
Because what can you say, what he's big for the program, and I mean, this defense, offense as well, sorry.
Yeah, Mason Randolph is an absolute warrior, man. I mean, very similar to some of the other guys we've talked throughout the year. I mean, last season misses 10 games. All medically probably should have, like, everyone thought he wouldn't even make it back, but he battled because he cared about this team, came back to play in the last 2 games of the season because he's a team guy. This year, beat up, banged up, never missed a game. because he's an absolute warrior. He loves his team, and our guys rally around him.
To follow up about Mason, he's 300 pounds. He's got all these tattoos. He seems like a big, tough guy. And when we asked him about his journey here at Boise State, he said that he learned how to open up. And I don't know if that was like necessarily an answer that I was going to expect from him, but he said maybe before here, just steal a word from these guys, he was a little bit of a knucklehead maybe.
Yeah.
And he just said that he's learned to open up and it's completely changed him. So how have you seen Mason Randolph change in his time at Boise State?
Yeah, Mason was a redshirt freshman All-American. So football-wise, he's always been a really good player. Now, his play has elevated his entire time. He's grown as a football player his entire time, and he's one of the best football players on this team, no question. But seeing him grow as a leader, seeing him grow just who he is as a young man is honestly more important to me than the football player he's become. Because whatever Mason decides to do when his time at Boise State is over, I really believe he's going to be very, very successful in his life. And that's my message to our team is all of you are going to be professional. All of you. Some in football. Some in some other phase, but you're all going to be professional. And my heart is that you're all going to be husbands, fathers, and be ready for life because you went through this program, right? That's a true north for us. That's built different because we focus on that where I think maybe other schools don't anymore. And that's not a knock. That's a big deal for us. And when you look at Mace, the conversation I have with him, he is a grown man in the way he handles adversity now, the way he can speak to his team, the way he goes through class, all these different things he has to navigate. And whatever life comes to Mace, he's going to be ready. He'll be ready for it. He's been through a lot of hard moments here, but he's learned from them. He's grown from them. And I believe God has such an amazing plan for his life.
I asked you a little bit about it earlier in the week. I know you brought up 2 years ago. And how important is it to remember the magic of that little run there at the end of the season? Because that too kind of almost seemed like the season might have been a little lost, and then you guys add a title, and then you set up another historic run to the Fiesta Bowl the following season by that little, 2-game and eventually 3-game and a 4-game stretch. Do you remind them about the magic and the power that those few little games have, and it felt like maybe the season was not completely in your control or anything like that?
Yeah, similar question that came up earlier. I don't talk a lot about that season, right? We've talked about it, and we'll bring up examples. So much for me right now with our guys is just all the outside noise, all this stuff. The message is very similar, not so much pointing back there, because some guys were there, some guys weren't on our team, but just about what I learned through that, where you have a team that everybody on the outside thinks it's all going bad, it's going to hell in a handbasket, except this team, except the players, except the coaches. And there was a freedom and a joy, but an attention to win. And that's really what we've been focused on this week, is just focused on this week, right? Not, well, what about this team, or what about next year, or what about am I going to do? Because that team wasn't focused on those things, because nobody had any answers. Start with me. But they did know that we had a game. They knew we had 2 promised. And similar situation. But my message to our team is not so much pointing back to that, but a lot of similar messaging to guys. What we do control is playing our best on Saturday, protecting the blue for senior night. And that's what we're working hard to make sure we get done.
There's been a lot of talk about play calling and the offense and all that this week. Have you been any more involved than you typically are in terms of the offensive game plan or anything?
Yeah, I'm involved in all 3 phases. Obviously, being a defensive guy, I don't know if I'd say more involved, but I know what's going on in all 3 phases, and I give my opinions. We have really good conversations. So, and we have really good coaches. I believe in Coach Potter. I believe in Coach Miller, Coach Hill, Coach Keene, Coach Montgomery, Coach U. I believe in them. The product is not what we need to have right now, and I don't disagree with anybody that says that. Neither will we, right? We're not going in our meetings being like, oh, it's all good, you guys are great. No, we're having real conversations, but it's about growth. It's about learning and what are we going to be going forward. So we had a really good coordinator meeting. Me and Coach Potter had a really good meeting on Monday. He spoke to the offense today about our plan of attack. We're going to meet again today, and I'm going to give him my thoughts of where we're at. He's going to talk through it, but that's our conversations are changing throughout the season, but we've been having these conversations since game 1. It's not like, well, now I'm going to come in and fix the day. Listen here, guys. We got really good coaches. I'm going to give them my opinion. I'm going to give them my thoughts, and I got to do a better job. I got to do a better job supporting all 3 phases, because at the end of the day, I don't like it says in the Bible, to whom much is given, much is required. And I have to do a better job to support our team so we can play better.
Dick, Dick Culler's still in the building. You know, he's in this advisor analyst role. Have you guys been leaning on him more as well recently? I guess what's his role been lately?
Yeah, Dirk Cutter's been a part of this team the whole time, right? Spring ball, fall camp, every practice. Daniel comes to every practice, give us feedback on every practice, the game. He's a part of some of the game plan and stuff we do. So, he's a huge voice into me, to Coach Potter, our offense in all phases, and has been. And even after some of these games, he's given us really good feedback on some thoughts he has, and the offensive staff, and then we got to go put it into action.
So is he helping create an offensive game plan, or is he more just giving suggestions and advice and what he's seen from a larger picture?
Yeah, he's giving big picture. He's giving his thoughts on plays and what we got to keep going with. But he's been doing that since spring ball, fall camp. He's doing a phenomenal job. And a guy that I love picking his brain in all facets. Obviously, Coach Pete is a huge mentor of mine that we've talked very, very consistently and have. And then Coach Cutter's probably the second call I make, just to, hey, what are your thoughts? What are some things maybe that I need to do a better job that you see as the team? What are some thoughts you have offensively? And that's been happening the entire season.
This senior class, I mean, a lot of these guys, 5-year seniors signed, and then a week later, Harsin left, and have dealt with, with Avalos and you taking over and all this. And I know every senior class has their story,
Yeah.
and you probably have the same feeling for them. But just knowing what this group's gone through over 5 years, and playing for coaches they didn't sign with, and everything else, just how do you look at this class?
Yeah, man, that's, I think, really where my heart is, BJ, is with all the stuff going on, not playing to our best the past couple weeks. These seniors have given everything to this program, everything to our staff, everything to this community, and I want to honor them on Saturday night. That's the sole focus of our program, period, and the story, because they deserve it. I don't care what anybody says about the past couple weeks. They deserve it. And that's for our seniors, but that's also for the freshmen that aren't even playing, that are waving a stinking towel on Saturday. You better wave that towel better than you ever stinking waved it, because it's for those guys that blood, sweat, and tears that have been through so much here. I've been here for a long time, but seeing some of these guys that are 6-year seniors, 5th-year seniors, 4th-year seniors, some of the guys been here for a year, still been through a lot and never flinched. All of them probably could have left, didn't, because they believe in this community, they believe in this team. So no, that's our sole focus, is honoring our seniors and making sure when Bronco Nation sells this place out that there's a product they want to see.